Tariq Woolen is somewhat of an anomaly. He had an insane combine. His official 4.2640 was the second fastest in the entire draft class, and his 42-inch vertical was the best out of anyone. He's a 6'4 corner, which ranks him in the 99.8 percentile of that position, but we see athletic freaks at the combine all the time. Every year we see people come in, put up insane numbers, we drool over them for a couple of days in early March, maybe they get drafted a round or two earlier, and then we often never hear from them again. But not Tariq. And he also had some other things going against him. He was a wide receiver converted to corner in college, and mind you, at a very small non-power 5 school in UTSA. So not only is he playing a position that isn't known or isn't as common for players to have immediate success in the NFL, but out of his 5 years in college, he played less than half at the position he got drafted to play. So it wasn't so strange that he was graded and drafted as a 5th round pick. But what is strange is he went on to win the starting job in Seattle, and he's already shown so much potential on the field, and it's looking like he can be a stud in this league and is so much more than just an impressive combine athlete. So in today's video, we're going to break down his game and show you exactly how the Combine Warrior has been faring so far in the men's league, and it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows so far, but we have seen a rapid growth in his knowledge of the game and from a technical standpoint at the corner position, and we've already seen multiple plays that he's made that look impossible, but are possible because of his freaky athletic tangibles. We're going to have a lot of fun with this one, and we have a lot of film to break down, so let's get right into it. And there's already been so many positive things that we can take away from his game so far, but to say that everything's been perfect just wouldn't be the case. So to stay objective, we need to talk about some things that we've already seen that do show that he's still a young rookie corner in this league and he's still finding his way, but he has shown a lot of growth and development. And it shows up on a play like this. What we do know is Seattle's going to be in a cover 3, so Tariq Woolen has responsibility of the deep third at the top of your screen. But I'm still not entirely convinced this is Tariq Woolen's fault because a lot of teams play cover 3 differently. A lot of times they'll read number 1, and if number 1 goes past 10 yards and is still going vertical, it kind of switches to man-to-man, so Tariq would take him, which he does with Brandon Ayuk. But as Brandon Ayuk turns it into a post route, he doesn't pass it on to the middle of the field safety, which we do see later on in the film, which leaves a wide open space of the field. So even though we can't be for sure if this is Tariq's fault right now, as he goes up 10 yards, he's going to take him on man-to-man. He doesn't pass him on to the middle of the field safety, which allows the tight end to just create this open window, and it looks like a really bad miscommunication on the defensive side of the ball. It is someone's fault, might be Tariq's, might not be. But this play is definitely a play where you can tell a big difference between a non-Power 5 college team and in the NFL. We see Tariq Woolen here man-to-man with the slot receiver. And as the receiver takes off on a wheel route, Tariq Woolen plays beautiful coverage. And if you were to see right now, it doesn't look like he could be covering it any better. But the mistake he makes is he doesn't turn around to make a play on the ball. And Jared Goff is a veteran enough quarterback to know if the defender isn't looking at you, the only thing he's really covering is the width of his shoulder pads. And if his receiver's looking at him, then he can put it in a spot where Tariq Woolen's not going to see him. He can throw a back shoulder, throw it underneath. So Tariq Woolen's probably guessing that there's no way Jared Goff's going to throw this ball because he's in beautiful coverage, which in college the quarterback probably definitely wouldn't. But this is the NFL, and these are just one of the things he's going to learn with time in the league, knowing what point you have to turn around to make a play on the ball. And this is another rep from the Lions game where he does lose the rep, but the receiver this time doesn't get the ball thrown to him. He's in a soft press man coverage, and he tries to use his long arms to get a jam on the receiver, but he just misses, and the receiver is able to get around him, create a lot of separation, and he's just playing trail technique the entire time. So this is just something he has to be aware of in the future. If you are going to be aggressive and try and press your man at the line of scrimmage, you have to have accurate hand placement and be able to throw him off the route, or else you're just going to be behind the entire time. But his bad plays are few and far between, so let's start to look at some of the things that he's done so well in the NFL already. And this play shows his situational football and also his freakish athleticism. So this is the last play before the half, and the Falcons are going to come out in a kneeling formation. But they're going to audible. They're going to shift out and check into a play. Tariq Woolen, he's communicating, making sure even though you can't sleep on the last play of the half, you have to be in communication with your safety, knowing exactly what coverage it is. And Marcus Mariota and the Falcons are extremely lucky as they're just going to try and pick up some yards, maybe do some sort of lateral before. But watch how Tariq Woolen breaks on this ball, comes away with the interception, and the Falcons are incredibly lucky that this isn't going to be a house call. But I love that there's just no plays off. There's constant communication. You see him always being in the right place, even learning earlier from that San Francisco game when there was such a bad miscommunication. But Jared Goff and the Lions weren't so lucky, and this is just an insane display of athleticism because the Lions are in the perfect play for what Seattle's running. Tariq Woolen's outside leverage on TJ Hawkinson. Lions are going to run a play action, which is going to bring the linebackers in, and they're going to have this long drag route across the field. So Tariq Woolen, not only outside leverage, he's also not going to have help from his linebackers as they're going to be a part of the run game. But 4.26 speed is 4.26 speed, so as this play develops, he is behind TJ Hawkinson. Jared Goff sees this. They probably rep this in practice over and over against this coverage and had so much success. But their corners don't run a 4.26, so you can't get a good understanding of exactly how fast this guy is, and it's going to be a house call, and this was a huge turning point in this game. And just to see the amount of ground he's able to cover in this end zone shot, he's not even on the screen right now. So as this play action continues, we see TJ Hawkinson, and Tariq Woolen is way out of position in the NFL. This is wide open. Jared Goff puts a good ball on him. It's right on target, but Tariq Woolen has the makeup speed to make plays like this happen. And this video was originally recorded on Saturday, so I'm adding this after the fact, after the Sunday game, because he had another interception against the New Orleans Saints, making him have an interception in 3 straight games. So I had to add this one in here. He had a beautiful break on the ball, but I had to add this clip in here because this did happen yesterday. But now that we've covered some of the plays he's messed up, and now that we've seen some of the plays where we see his combine numbers show on the field, we need to show you how he's already taken these steps of improvement to be a much smarter football player. And again, he's going to be at the top of your screen, and they're going to be in cover 3 for these next few plays, but we're going to see that he needs to understand the zones, so he keeps outside leverage on Brandon Ayuk on this play, but he doesn't have the same sticky coverage like he did in man coverage because he knows that he can't be too aggressive and foul this too fast because he does have to be aware of any other routes coming into his zone. He knows he should have linebacker help on the inside, and he has the middle of the field safety to help out, so he can't be overly too aggressive. So even though the 49ers are going to convert on this play, he's able to make the tackle right away, limit the damage of what they were able to do, and not mess up on the coverage. And again, top of your screen, again, cover 3, we're going to see him not be as aggressive, just reading the zone, knowing that he should have inside help with the linebacker and safety. He limits the damage of what this play could have been, but this is way more on the linebacker and safety not being in position to help out, but he is able to make a tackle and be able to help this for a minimal gain. And I'm showing you these 3 plays, even though he's giving up yards and the offense is converting on these plays. We're going to see why him playing it like this is so important, making the tackles right away. And this was all setting up to show you guys this play because we're going to get the same exact action as the last 3. Again, we have cover 3, and again, we have the receiver he's over running the same route. And he's going to cover it the exact same way he's done in all 3. Keep outside leverage, not play super sticky coverage, and allow and count on his linebacker and middle to safety help. And why it's so good that he isn't sticky and right on them is because of this receiver right here. This is a zone, and this is exactly what the Lions are trying to do on this play. This is what they were setting up, and if Tariq Woolen's right here on his hip, there is no way he's ever going to be able to have a chance to cover this guy. But as we're going to see, since he put himself in a position to play this properly, he's able to play his zone, and the Lions don't get a huge shot touchdown play for him playing undisciplined football. And this is why it's okay that he gave up those plays before, because what you don't want to give up is this big, deep play shot over the top. So Tariq Woolen understanding his assignment is what's been so impressive as the weeks have gone on, in addition to his insane athletic ability. And I'm going to even say he got better as the 49ers game went on. He doesn't always play man or cover 3. This time they're in a cover 2 zone, and he has the fullback Kyle Juszczyk over the top. And it's a 3rd and 3, so what he's thinking is it's either going to be a quick hitter on the inside, which he's in for, but if Juszczyk goes vertical, he's thinking it's not as likely that Jimmy G is going to try and take this whole shot. More than likely what they're going to try and target is getting him out of space and then to get Brandon Ayuk on the outside, hoping that Tariq Woolen fouls this long enough for this route to become open. But Woolen, understanding situational football, he's going to pass Juszczyk on a lot earlier than he probably normally would, knowing who he's guarding and knowing that he's not likely to take this whole shot, but to stick on Brandon Ayuk, take away this outbreaking route, and making sure San Francisco has to punt the ball away. And the last play I want to show you guys before we get into actually what he's been able to do in the run game, which has been incredibly underrated and I haven't heard anyone talk about yet, is another shot play they're going to do to try and confuse the young rookie corner. We have a 5th round pick out here. What we're going to do is we're going to do a heavy play action, max protect, and we're going to try and hide this guy as long as possible. He's going to be behind a tight end, behind the left tackle, and he's going to block in the interior and then release out on a route. What they're going to try and do is predict that Tariq Woolen's going to be keyed in on number 1, and as he blocks, as this guy blocks, they're going to be able to catch him sleeping and hit them for a big shot play. But Tariq Woolen maintains great eye discipline. He keeps his eyes in the backfield. He sees the very sneaky number 2 receiver come out, and he's able to cover him. So even the Falcons are able to take this shot to Drake London. That's not where they wanted to go with this play. Drake London makes a great play. But more so than anything, I was very impressed with Tariq Woolen because that is what they wanted to actually go with the ball, and that's what all the confusion was for. And Tariq Woolen's a lot of things, but what he isn't is he isn't the 6'4" Cam Chancellor, come down, lay the hit stick type of guy on you. But what he does in the run game is exactly what he needs to do, and I think it's a very underrated part of his game. So as the 49ers are going to run a toss sweep to the top of your screen right at Tariq Woolen, he sees the receiver crack down. He reads it almost immediately and uses his speed to get upfield and make sure that Deebo Samuel has to cut this back into the teeth of the defense. There's no chance Deebo Samuel's able to take it around the outside, which is what he wants to do on this play. He brings him back in where all of the rest of his teammates are so they can gang up and tackle Deebo Samuel. And so Tariq doesn't make the tackle on this play. It's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but this play could have been a lot more. But since he was able to read it so fast and take away the sideline from Deebo Samuel, this play went for a lot less yards because he did his responsibility and the rest of the team was able to make the tackle. And if you look at the top of your screen again, Cordarrelle Patterson, another freaky speedy guy. He's going to take this, make a cutback, and what he wants to do is he wants to make it up the sideline. But Tariq Woolen knows that's how he's going to get this big chunk play. So he's going to use his speed, take that away from him, make him force it back up. Again, not getting the tackle on this play, but he absolutely makes this play happen. And that's all you can really ask from a corner. You have to force them in to make sure they get to the guys that are paid to make these sort of hits. But if they do commit to the outside, he's still able to make plays. But let me show you why this is so important. And this is so important because we're going to see what happens when Tariq Woolen isn't the guy responsible for it, because he's going to be sucked in because of his responsibilities. And we're back to seeing a guy like Cordarrelle Patterson who's going to get this ball, and again, he wants to cut it to the outside. But this time we have Tariq Woolen right here, and we have the other guy right here. So what he needs to do is he needs to take this outside shoulder and make sure Cordarrelle Patterson can't bounce it to the outside, which is what we've seen Tariq Woolen do consistently. But that's not what he does. He tries to go in and make the tackle. This block's able to set up, and now you have Cordarrelle Patterson. He has the sideline. Instead of getting in the teeth of the defense, he's up the sideline for a huge chunk play. And this is why I think Tariq Woolen's effort and his discipline in the run game, even though he's not making the tackles, is so important to why I think Seattle's had a lot of success containing some of these big runs. And these last couple of plays I just thought were so cool as I was going through the film, because Tariq Woolen is not involved in this play at all. We have Deebo Samuel in the backfield. He's going to get this handoff and be off to the races. But this entire time, I want you to watch Tariq Woolen. And 4-2-6 shows up all over the field. We've seen how it shows up in the passing game, in the run game, how he's able to set the edge. But what about on a play like this where it's not even kind of in his direction? Deebo Samuel's going to get the handoff, and in his own right is one of the fastest guys in the NFL. He has rocket ships taped to his cleats. And probably against any other team or any other player, he's going to be off for a 75-yard touchdown. But let's watch Tariq Woolen. He has the track to track Deebo Samuel down, which just does not happen. And we all marvel about the play when DK Metcalf caught Budda Baker all the way down the field. But what about when TJ Hockenson takes up the sideline? And I just want to pause it right here. We have to see where Tariq Woolen is. So TJ Hockenson got around on the sideline, and he's a full sprint, and Tariq Woolen is right here, and he's in a walk. He thought he already went out of bounds. And so not only is Hockenson a good 5, 6, 7 yards ahead of him, but let's do some quick geometry. A squared, B squared. Let's find the hypotenuse or whatever this is. He's pretty far away. And he's not even in a full sprint, but once he puts on the jets, he is able to hawk him down and save the touchdown inevitably on this play. And it can even show up in pressuring the quarterback. And I know this is a clip from preseason, but watch Tariq Woolen come off the right side of the ball, and he tracks down a quarterback as athletic as Justin Fields. And no, this is not sped up, even though it absolutely looks like it is. Just look at how quick he closes the gap and make Justin Fields throw away this football. Or I guess dump it down. So no, not everything has been perfect for the Combine Warrior 5th round pick out of UTSA, but to say that he hasn't blown away expectations would be a harsh understatement. He has been fantastic this season, and the Seahawks have to be so thrilled, as it really looks like they came away with the steal of the draft. He does look like a wide receiver converted to corner in some plays where he just isn't in the right position, but it shows up in other ways as well with his ball hawking skills, and is a big reason why he has 3 interceptions in 3 straight games. He more than likely won't get the honors this season with how good other players have been playing, but he absolutely, with the tangibles and the trajectory of how much he's been improving week to week, can be a Pro Bowl, all pro caliber player, and really sky is the limit for what he can turn into. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Make sure to comment down below what you think about Tariq Woolen in his game. And as always, make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily NFL content. Thank you all so much for checking out the channel. All the support has meant so much to me recently. But that's all I have for you today. But as always, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace!